Hi. Hello. It's me, the Grandma Quilter. And this is how I do it. How y'all been? Today we're going to installment number 3 of what I've been showing you. Let's put it that way. Today we're going to work on one of the projects that I showed you how I use Franken batting and all that stuff. So today we're going to work on one of them. Ta-da! It's my daughter's quilt, her table runner. So I'm going to be working on this one. I'm going to show you how I quilt this. Now, sorry, I'm getting all this stuff out of the way so it doesn't mess up the feed. Anyway, let me move the camera so you can see what I have on my desk. There we go. This is her table runner, and it's been sandwiched. You can see this is the backing. You see the batting, and here is the quilt. Now, I'm talking to nothing. Let me just bring up the camera. There we go. What I want to show you is I don't normally use the backing spray, the sticky stuff. Sometimes I do. It depends what I'm going to be sandwiching. It depends on the complexity or the difficulty of the piece. This is a very easy piece to quilt. I don't do fancy quilting. I don't baste. Those out there that are going to have a hissy fit, so sorry, I don't baste. I don't understand the need of basting. Because again, all I do is simple lines. I'll probably on this one just go down and do a stitch in the ditch. Literally, that's all I do. I don't do fancy. I don't do dense. This is going on the table. There's no need to be elaborate. There's no need. No, it's as long as it doesn't move, as long as the flimsy stays on the backing, I'm good. So I'm just going to show you a little bit of how I quilt this. Now, first, you're not going to see this beautiful face because I'm going to be focusing on my sewing. So I'm going to put the camera down. Again, those of you that get triggered by shaky hands, sorry, I shake. Just letting you know beforehand, you're going to see me shaking because I do. As I work with precision, as I try to work with precision, my hands shake. Can't help it. That's who I am. So, and that's for the ones that are out there that have similar situations. Look, it doesn't matter. You can quilt. Again, this isn't for show. This is for me. So I'm going to bring the camera down and we're going to see how this goes. All right, so first, all I'm going to do, you see it, I already have it rolled up. I roll it under here as I work. It's rolled on this side. Sometimes I do it the other way. I have no precise way of doing anything. It's how I feel in the moment I'm doing it, just so you know. And I am going to change my presser foot because I do have a stitch in the ditch presser foot. Because you guys, you know me, I'm a gadget girl. Give me gadgets and I'm happy. I invest in gadgets more than in fabric because I love me my gadgets. And when I started quilting, I didn't really understand the concept of 1/4 inch because when you sew apparel, you always use 5/8 of an inch. So when I started, I just used the presser foot that I had on the machine as a guide, and it was a little bit more than a 1/4 inch. So when I started trying to put blocks together, it wouldn't work. Yeah, it was an adventure. Okay, so all I'm going to do is just make sure everything's straight as best as possible. And make sure my little thingamabob hoojamawhat is in where it's supposed to be. Make sure I got my readers on because sometimes I forget. And I just spread it out a little bit with my hands. But today, I went to Dollar Tree yesterday because my other gloves are a little bit uncomfortable. And I bought me work gloves. They're not fancy. They're not pretty. They're not delicate. You can see they're gray. But they got the squiggles all over. They fit better than my gloves. So these are the ones that I'm going to be using today. $1.25, just so y'all know. Again, nobody except you guys are watching me. And Doesn't have to be pretty and white and flowery. No, as long as they work, I don't care. All right, so here we go. So as I work it, I'm just following the stitch line. Truthfully, that's all I do. And there are times that my stitch line goes off. I'll just follow it. And then when you look at the back, you see little squiggles. But again, doesn't bother me. I'm not a precise quilter. I'm not a perfect quilter. As I go, sometimes it starts bunching up. What I've learned how to do is just take the security off and start spreading it out. And since, remember, this was with Frankenbatting, just make sure everything's as straight as possible. Sometimes I'll come underneath and make sure I pull my backing to make sure it's taut. And keep on going. Now, line 1 is done. Now, I've seen people turn it around and go up the other side. I used to do that. It was complicated and time-consuming, and you know me, I'm a lazy quilter. So, nope, just cut it. Come back up and do the next line. That's all. I'm sorry. If it bothers you, oh, so sorry. But that's how I do it. Again, that's what this series is called. This is how I do it. I'm going down. Row 2 now. Ready? Now, I don't know if this happens to you. This happens to me, and I think it's just me. Sometimes my eyes go out of focus when I'm doing something repetitious. I've caught myself doing that lately, so sometimes I stop just to refocus. And keep going. I am gonna, because I don't know how to edit, so I'm just gonna try to go all the way down with you guys with this. I know sometimes it gets boring because I get bored, but and I'm putting away my pins as I work because having this has been a blessing. Believe me, it's been a blessing. I love it. I don't lose pins. I don't, yeah, it's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. Okay, coming up to a pin here in the middle. Because the way I pin, it looks like uneven, but it gives me more strength when I am quilting. Because believe it or not, I don't get too many puckers. I do get puckers, I'm not going to lie. I get puckers because, again, I'm not a perfect quilter. I quilt because I like it. But it doesn't come out that bad. And remember, if it gets puckers, people, after you wash it, if you're using 100% cotton, after you wash it, a lot of the imperfections that you think are in the quilt disappear. Yeah, I know my bobbin's ready to go. Before I came on, I filled all my bobbins, every single last one of them. So now I got all my bobbins. And my machine tells me, hey, it's running low. Doesn't mean it's finished. It's just letting me know, hey, you're running low. Now, I wish I could show you this, but right now, here, there's a part here where I got out of the ditch and I sewed a little bit on top. It doesn't bother me. Look, I'll come back to this again. It all depends on your personality, your traits. I am not a perfectionist. I sew, I quilt because it's a therapy for me. I enjoy it. It's something to keep my brain quiet. I'll put it that way, because my brain tends to go crazy and think about a lot of things at the same time. And yeah, that's from years and years of working, trying to do 20 things at the same time. So quilting for me is therapeutic. It's a way, let me bring up the camera so we can have this little conversation. Sorry about that. It's a way for me to just soothe my brain, truthfully. That's why I quilt. And the simpler and the easier the quilt, the better it is. because it's just mindless. I don't have to think or overthink anything. It's just there. So little things like that, like the thread came out of the ditch and it came up onto the fabric, it doesn't bother me. This isn't going to a show. I don't gift quilts to other quilters. The people that receive my work are just normal human beings. So they're not judging. They're not, and believe me, we judge. And I say this because I do it. I've done it too. I'll look at something. I remember like it was yesterday. I was watching Jenny Doan show a quilt she had made, and there were a whole bunch of flaws in that quilt. And I'm over here, oh my God, she's Jenny Doan and she has flaws. And I found myself doing that. So I know we all do. That's why there's only one quilt that's going to be given to another quilter, and that's going to be in retreat. That's it. I don't. And some of the blocks I've done in block swaps. But again, this is who I am. I am an imperfect and impatient quilter. That's the name I should give myself. But that's why my channel is called In Quilt Effect. Imperfect. I am imperfect. I don't pretend to be perfect. So if I make a mistake on something I'm doing, I accept it and move on. Sometimes I'll stop. Sometimes I'll fix something. It depends on my mood at that precise moment on any given day. So if you are like me, that you quilt for the joy, not for the perfection, have fun. Those of you that quilt for the perfection, I'm happy for you because that satisfies you. When you do a perfect quilt or you make a perfect block or you do a perfect design, it satisfies you. And if it satisfies you and makes you feel happy, then do it. I am not judging you on your imperfection. I'm just letting you know, don't judge me on my imperfection. And if you want to judge me, great. Judge me in silence. Because you're not going to make me feel bad. This is mine. This is going on my kitchen table. Well, my daughter's kitchen table. It's going in this house. And it's pretty. You can look at all the quilting you like, but it's pretty. The fabric is gorgeous, and it's going to take away your eyes from the stitches. It's going to make you look at the color. So quilt and have fun with it. Enjoy it. Do with your quilting what gives you joy, not anybody else. Okay? If having perfect points gives you joy, yay. If you lost a point, it doesn't bother you, yay. That's what I say. You do you, boo, when you're quilting. You be your own judge and jury. If perfect work makes you happy, I am happy for you. Imperfect work makes me happy. Scrappy chaos makes me happy. I love working like this was from a tram pack. This came from a tram pack, so there's no scrappiness here. All these colors and fabrics coordinate. Somebody did the work for me. And that's great. But again, don't let anyone else's judgment affect the way you do yourself. Have fun, enjoy it, and love what you made. I love every single piece I've ever made. I've loved it. It's hard for me to let go because I want to keep them all. Truthfully, I'm not joking. Every quilt that has left this house, every DIY that has left this house hurts me because I wish I had them all still. I wish they were all here still. And I try to keep a video diary or a picture diary of every single thing I've ever made. Some have gone by without pictures and it hurts my heart. I would love to keep everything. I can't, but I want to because they're my creations and they make me happy. Okay? So I'm going to go back. Give me a minute. I'll be back. Gotta put my readers on again because if not, I can't say. I'm just going to go halfway through this and I'm going to let y'all go and I'll show you the finished product when I go trimming because I'm going to take you step by step through my process, step by step, so you can see how I do it. Again, I'm not precise. I'm just going to show you how I do it, okay? So until our next episode, let me finish this stitch. I'm going to try to do bobbin chicken with you guys there. And I'm stuck on a That's going to make a nice, cute little border on the other side. I'm coming. Alright, let's see. Did I play bobbin chicken? Do I still... Oh, I still have thread on the bobbin. I'm going to stay here doing bobbin chicken until I see if I win or not. Let's see how that looks on the other side. It's not that bad. Not that bad. I had a little bump, you know, like where your stitches come together. I'll put it this way. Anybody, Janet, if you're out there watching, when you received my quilt, did you have a lot of trouble? Because my seams do not always lie flat. Believe me, they do not always lie flat. So just letting you know. So right there, I found a little bump, but it didn't make that much of a hole at all. All right, let's see if I can get through this next one without having to put in a new bobbin. And again, if I do, don't bother me none. Start a stitch in the middle. Okay, let's roll this up so it doesn't make so much of a mess. Okay, let me show you how I do so you can see, because again, the camera's up. So you see, this one's here and this one's over here. Just roll it up a little bit and just make sure I keep it. I have a really good clearance under here. Really, really good clearance under here. And that's why I bought this machine. Oh, almost lost my control from a camera there. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Good thing is I have a little window on my bobbin case so I can see if the thread is out. That's why I know a lot of you have Jukies out there, and I was considering buying one. But I said, you know what? I have a Great Singer 4423, and that's my mechanical one. That's my go-to when this one's down. And this machine, this one has its own tension, so I don't have to fidget with tension. It automatically detects it, and it's got that presser foot, which I adore, which I also don't have to play with, and the bobbin that tells me, like right now, keeps beeping until I change it, but I can see through the window. It's like all the features that this machine has, it was worth the money. It totally was. I know. And a little bit more. If I get there. Will I get to the end? Yes, I got to the end. And I still have a little bit of thread. But I'm not going to chance it. No, I am going to chance it. Still has enough thread. People, thread's expensive. And the ones I use Orifil. I've used a lot of different ones, but Orifil is my favorite. So, see if I can do one more, people. One more, please, 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 pretty, please, pretty, please. Just one more. I know, shush. Now here it bunched. And since my machine also has the option of when I stop, the needle stays down, I can always fix and adjust and accommodate. Yeah, I lost bobbin chicken. Should have stopped when I stopped, because, yeah, but that's okay. Literally lost bobbin chicken after the first block. So, see, in this case, okay, shush already. In this case, you can see on the back, it was just a little bit. So, to make sure it looks pretty, I will take all the stitches out because it's just one block and put in a new bobbin. But I'm going to stop it here. If you want to see my lines, see what I mean? You can hardly see those lines on the back because this fabric is really pretty. But again, this is going on the table. I'm going to stop it here, but I want to see if you guys can see this. Let's see if I can show it on camera. Because I want you to see how imperfect my lines are. Now you can't see it. My lines, because of my hands, and even though it's got that little thing in the middle so it'll stay in the ditch, my hands still go wee. They still tend to just, go. And I got little squiggles in here, but it doesn't bother me at all. Truthfully, it really doesn't bother me at all. See, I lost bobbin chicken. But that's okay. Now, every time I lose bobbin chicken, I have some lint in there. I always make sure I take it out. Go away. Yeah, on my pants. Always ends up on my pants. So as I change my bobbin to finish this, I'm gonna finish them both. Well, I have 3 actually. Mary, I already sandwiched what you gave me. As I sandwich this and put everything back together and get ready to finish, when I get them, the new episode will be how I trim my sandwiched creations prior to putting binding. And I love binding. I don't know why everybody has a freak out with binding. I love binding. Binding makes me happy because that means it's going to be finished. And I love finished stuff. So I love my binding. So I will show you all next week how I trim my creations so you can see how I do it. Again, imperfectly, but I do it. And then the last episode will be putting on the binding. And then we'll work on something else. I hope you're enjoying this little series I've created. This is how I do it. But I want you all to remember this is in Quilt Fact, where the imperfect becomes perfectly loved. Love you all. Be careful. Be happy. You do you. Enjoy your projects. Enjoy your quilting. And I'll see you on the next episode if I can get this mouse to work. Whee! I love you all so much. You take care, okay? Bye.